Well, if you hate getting lost in voicemail or answering systems, you'll want to stay with us.
Now, there's a new idea out on the market.
Hello, you have 3 new messages. The first is from
Bob Henderson.
Call.
Now, listen, this is actually better than it even sounds there. So coming up in the morning news, a new phone system, and some say is as good as having your own electronic secretary. Stay with us.
How many times have you been frustrated when you try to call someone at a business and you get lost in the voicemail system?
Voicemail hell, as they call it. CNN's Greg Lefebvre found an electronic secretary that's just as good as the real thing.
Certainly.
The electronic telephone receptionist of the future sounds a lot like those of the past. A friendly voice that helps you handle phone calls.
Wildfire.
Here I am. Message from Sue Burns.
Next item.
Message from
Ron Johnson.
What's it say?
Hi, Tom. I wanted to see if...
Called Wildfire, the electronic phone handler responds to spoken commands and answers calls, tracks down the person being called, juggles multiple calls, calls folks back, and if all else fails, takes messages.
Hello, you have 3 new messages. The first is from
Bob Henderson.
Call.
Call which place?
Home.
Dialing.
The inventor calls it the opposite of voicemail.
It should be possible to make a system whose goal is to connect people rather than whose goal is to take a message.
Wildfire debuted as an expensive add-on to individual phone lines. Now test marketed in San Diego, it'll soon be mass marketed as a $10 per month add-on to pocket phone users who seem to be on the phone all the time. With all the advances in technology, call forwarding, cell phones, and the like, today a business caller has only a 1 in 4 chance of getting through on the first try.
The electronic assistant knows where you are, routes the call to you, asks you if you want to take the call, and then makes the connection.
Sue Burns is calling.
I'll take it.
Does the real thing feel endangered?
I think that there's things that I do that are essential that a machine couldn't do.
Tell me if the person is really in. Greg Lefebvre, CNN, San Francisco.
All right, so will the Wildfire electronic secretary catch on like wildfire? Well, the man who invented it hopes so. Bill Warner joins us now live from our San Francisco bureau this morning. How are you, Mr. Warner?
Very well. Thank you, Leon.
Glad you were here and you didn't send your Wildfire to answer. Listen, now I understand that you have a phone line set up, 1-800-WILDFIRE, for folks to call in if they want to know more about the system or check it out. And we did that this morning. We're going to play tape from some of the demonstration that we heard this morning on the telephone.
Wildfire.
Here I am.
Call.
Call whom?
Susan Watson.
At which place?
Work.
Dialing. Hello, this is Susan.
Susan, it's Alex. I'm at the airport. Did the Wellington proposal go out?
It's all set.
Terrific. I'll keep you posted.
Okay, bye.
Wildfire.
What can I do for you?
Find.
Find what?
New messages.
You have 2 new messages. The first is from Molly Richards.
What's it say?
Hey, Alex, I got an idea how we can nail this Wellington deal. Call me.
Give them a call.
Dialing.
All right, see if we can nail this Wildfire deal. Is it really that easy?
Yeah, it is. You just talk to it, and it follows what you say.
Uh-huh. All right. How much does something like this cost?
Well, the new product that's going to be offered by Pac Bell here in California is going to sell for under $10 a month.
$10 a month, that's it?
That's right. As part of the cellular service that they're going to be offering throughout California and Nevada.
So that's how you're going to be marketing this service, is through cell phone providers?
That's right. We're going to be offering Network Wildfire through the cellular and the new PCS carriers throughout the country and around the world.
And, of course, this operates on any kind of phone, right? Not just cell phones.
That's right. It's not just on the cell phone. You can call in from any phone, a pay phone, your home phone, and, of course, from your cell phone. And it works the same no matter what phone you're on.
So I can go use my grandmother's phone that she had installed back in '59 or '61, and it'll work on that?
It'll work on your grandmother's phone. It'll work on the original phone that Alexander Graham Bell invented 121 years ago.
No kidding, no kidding. So where'd you get the idea for this anyway?
Well, I started a company called Avid Technology, makes video editing systems, and I wanted to make something that was more of a mass market product. And I read this article by Ted Turner, and he said, don't bother setting small goals. So I decided I wanted to make the most popular software ever made. And that led to 3 things. 1, it better run on the phone. 2, you better talk to it. And 3, it better spread by itself. It better spread like wildfire.
That makes sense. And it's always good to mention Ted Turner's name on CNN. Way to go.
It is true.
So how many people right now are using this service?
Right now, we're just ramping up on the network product. We have a few thousand people that have been using Wildfire for years in markets across the country, and now it's rolling out into the cellular carriers.
Here's the one question that occurs to me after watching and listening to the demonstrations is about security. Is the system so secure that somebody else can't come in and get a hold of my system or my numbers or whatever, or even get inside and maybe even change my files to really screw me up somehow, some way?
Well, let me give you an example. Wildfire, of course, has a passcode if you're using it from other phones. If you're using it from your digital cellular phone, the security on that is so good that nobody can get in. But if you're in another phone, there's a passcode. I tried to change my passcode during this show to 123456, and she said, "I hope you're kidding. That's too easy for someone to figure out."
What? It tells you? It gives you the kind of advice?
Absolutely.
Wait a second. This thing that sounds almost too good to believe. Is there any kind of limit as to how many phone numbers this thing will hold?
No, it all runs on Pentium computers that are industrial-type Pentium computers that are installed at the phone company. And if you want more Wildfires, you just buy more equipment and more software from us.
The only thing is it can't give you advice for picking out wallpaper for your office, I assume, right? All right. Well, let me ask you one last question. I mean, is this kind of thing only being marketed to just business, business people, or is this something that you see everyday average consumers using?
Well, the goal I had when I started the company was that it would be available to everyone. And my mother lives in San Diego, and she has Wildfire.
That's great. Well, this is really interesting. We're going to keep an eye on this service, see how it all turns out. Bill Warner, thanks much for coming in. Hope to see you down the road.
Thank you.
Take care.
Boy, that thing thinks on its own a lot.
I'm kind of scared about that, yeah. How could you wear that tie? I can hear that maybe the first thing it says to you.
It's funny you said that, because we were talking about your tie anyway.